celebration 20 years in the making, packed into one epic weekend. A personal journey, powered by revolutionary technology. More energy, timeless vitality, lasting longevity. Now is the time to share the light.
Directors, congratulations.
Thank you for coming to the LifeWave Global Conference. It was lit. We're already dreaming about next year. California dreaming.
LifeWave Global Conference, Anaheim, California, Fall 2025. Registration is now open. Be the light. LifeWave.
Are you ready to celebrate?
Happy anniversary, everybody.
Celebration 20 years in the making, packed into one epic weekend. A personal journey, powered by revolutionary technology. More energy, timeless vitality, lasting longevity. Now is the time to share the light.
Directors, congratulations.
Thank you for coming to the LifeWave Global Conference. It was lit. We're already dreaming about next year. California dreaming.
LifeWave Global Conference, Anaheim, California, Fall 2025. Registration is now open. Be the light. LifeWave.
Hey, let's go.
Well, hi there, and welcome to LifeWave's global headquarters.
世界中の何百万もの人々にとってライフウェブは希望を象徴し、真実と光の灯台を象徴しています。
Oh my gosh.
It's one of those things where you have to be there to understand the magnitude of what you experience when you walk in.
It literally is giving me goosebumps.
Like, it's just mesmerizing.
All I can say is, wow.
You felt like you were on a journey in outer space. Just simply amazing.
What an incredible, breathtaking experience.
I cannot believe what I saw, but I saw it.
Whoever you bring here, they will be sold.
The genius and the vision and the work that went into this was absolutely amazing.
It's just honestly mind-blowing to see the technology, the evolution of this company.
The sky's the limit. That's all I can say.
I'm just speechless. It was so beautiful. I don't even know what to say.
This is the most exciting, jaw-dropping presentation I've ever experienced.
It is an absolute blessing and a gift that LifeWave has not only survived as a company these past 20 years, but thrived and grown as well. From our humble beginnings in a small home office in Beaufort, Georgia, to multiple offices in the United States, Ireland, Japan, Taiwan, the Philippines, Malaysia, Thailand, and South Korea, LifeWave has reached millions of people, bringing the gift of healing with light. LifeWave is a story that it should inspire all of us for the purpose of bringing out the greatness that resides inside each one of us. My dream to heal people with light was originally met with ridicule and skepticism. Yet, here we are today, manufacturing more than 20 million patches each and every month. I would like you to remember that when thinking about your own dreams, for with enough patience, perseverance, persistence, you can accomplish tomorrow what seems impossible today. Over the last 20 years, we have evolved as a business, and I am more excited about the future than ever before. LifeWave today is a health technology company, but as we continue to innovate and expand, we will unveil solutions to some of the most important challenges we face in everyday life. These new inventions and products will empower you to have a better life and freedom to live the life you want to. Thank you for being a part of the LifeWave community, and may God bless you and guide you on your own journey, living long and living well.
Good evening, everyone. It's Super Wednesday again. Yes. Welcome back to everyone. Yeah, it's so amazing to see all of you back here again, right? So, it's about 8:40 now. All of you, welcome back. And welcome to Super Wednesday. Now, before we begin, let me remind you, our session will take about an hour or so, depending on whether I have to put our guest into various questions and refusing to let her go or not. It's a her, all right? So please extend your fullest cooperation, mute your microphones so that you do not disrupt the sharing session and the presenters and sharers. I'm so happy to see all of you again. My name is Alfred and I'm with LifeWave. I'm a brand partner and I'm honored to be here. Well, I grew up in Penang and currently stay in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, right? So I was an employee in the corporate world for 23 years. And my last designation was as a general manager for an international heavy machine company. So you might be wondering now, why heavy machine guy now doing this sticker thing, right? So I have a small family comprising of my lovely wife, Christine, as well as my Lamborghini and my Ferrari, right? So, but I don't own the cars, you know. I have a son, which I call Lamborghini, and my daughter, which I call Ferrari, because it is so absolutely expensive to bring up children nowadays. Okay, so I'm with my co-host, Lingam, Mr. Lingam, Chinhua, the pharmacist who does not push drugs anymore. Pochu, of course, the amazing grandma, who are also LifeWave brand partners. Now we get to do these Zoom sessions weekly, you know, courtesy of our senior presidential director, Mr. Lee Jinlong. So it's kind of fun for us, lah. So let's give me your fullest cooperation, all right? Mute your microphone so that you do not disrupt the sharing session. Now, I'm going to welcome each and every one of you here tonight to our Super Wednesday Zoom call, especially the brand new people. I see some brand new people here like Nor. I see also regulars like Ambi, you know, first-timers like Carol. Welcome, Carol. All these people are mostly from Singapore, right? And maybe you are checking us out for the first time, so welcome. We know all of you are busy, so thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. We're going to spend about an hour or so together. So we'll talk about the technology, you know, how the product works, why it works, and why this person who is quite successful, not to say quite lah, she's successful, okay, running her brick and mortar business, now is so infatuated, I use the word infatuated with LifeWave, right? So she also has her incredible testimony. So this is why we do this lah, jaw-dropping, life-changing testimonials. And so again, welcome. Now, the person who brought this amazing technology to us is none other than David Smith. Okay, he's our owner, our founder, and our inventor. He's our visionary behind this incredible wearable technology. When I saw this technology the first time, I said, "Hey, you can or not? This is a sticker, can or not?" You know. And that was the oldest day ever in my life. So now a lot of people say, "Hey, Alfred, what you do? Why you look a bit different?" I say, what? Then they say, "Hey, you seem to look, you know, younger lah." Oh, okay. Oh, thank you. You want to know what is this? Right? So David saw the future, you know, of this regenerative medicine over 10 years ago. And he spent many years, millions of dollars with this technology in the lab. So we have now the X39, which we wear daily. I wear daily, the one and only stem cells activating patch. So with that, I am going to bring on our first guest, but we have our little disclaimer. Okay, let me share my screen again. We have our little disclaimer, which I need to get out of the way. Okay, so we have a lot of medical professionals and practitioners who use our product, but tonight's guest, special guest, and I are not medical professionals. But if you are on medication or if you are pregnant, first thing you may want to check with your doctor. All right. So if you take a look, this is the disclaimer. LifeWave products are for general wellness. and intended only to maintain or encourage a general state of health or a healthy activity. Now, the content provided here by us is presented in summary form, is general in nature, and is provided for informational purposes only. Please always consult your physician or other qualified healthcare provider before embarking on a new regimen, diet, or fitness program. Please do not disregard any medical advice you have received or delay in seeking it. LifeWave reserves the right to change product prices or selection. Right? So, with that out of the way, we are honored tonight to bring on this person. I met this person. Now, let me try and introduce this person. It's a she. I met this person in our recent recognition event in Nexus Convention Center. Okay, let me try whether I get all this correct or not. I've been trying to ask around and, to make it easier for myself to introduce her, right? So she was born in October the 5th, I think, if I get it correct. And she studied in Singapore. She's a Singaporean, okay? I thought all the while she was a honky, right? She studied in St. Joseph's Convent in Singapore. And later, she had the opportunity to go and study in the University of Ottawa, Canada, if I'm not mistaken. And she just admitted for me just now, just before we start, she likes all things sweet lah. Okay, she has a sweet tooth. She is a Teochew who speaks English, Mandarin, and Cantonese. Hong Kong people can really speak very good Cantonese, but she learned her Cantonese watching Hong Kong movies, she admitted just now. Okay. Now, so she has an amazing business, which she is current founder, owner of a cake business, Sweet Secrets Limited in Hong Kong. Wow, so lucky, So she started this business to connect, to people with, she loves cakes and desserts, and, she specialized in creating edible art cake, if I'm not mistaken. She has great fun, and she does alternative baking now. I just got to know this term, alternative baking, from her just now. And she feels so lucky to be enjoying her work, right? And so she recently actually just touched down back to Hong Kong today. And we are so thankful. She said yes to us to come on and help us share on Super Wednesday. So everyone, you are very, very lucky. And streaming live all the way from Hong Kong, please type 111 to help me welcome Miss Sarah Lee. Sarah, the floor is yours.
Wow, this is truly amazing. Thank you so much, Alfred. Little did I ever imagine that I'll be here sharing with, 132 participants in the Zoom. Because a few weeks ago, I was just also a participant joining in to learn from Jinlong, wanting to learn more about health, my personal health, and all that. So the last few weeks has been awesomely amazing. So thank you for the introduction. You got a lot of information very much spot on. Everything was absolutely correct. Some of them, I don't even know where you got them from.
I've been asking around, Sarah.
Yeah, and I'm very, very grateful to be here today. And some of my new friends has actually joined as well. Carol, she's a new but also not a new friend, a friend of mine from over 30-something years ago, which I recently got to reconnect with her in KL. And Rosanna, as well that I've recently met at the recognition convention. She was seated beside me. We were both we were both sharers of our testimonies at that event. So very, very grateful to have met her and hear her testimony as well. Yeah. So I have prepared a few simple slides, which perhaps, Alfred, is it a good time for me to share that?
Yep.
Can you see my slide?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So, well, Alfred has already given all of you a very comprehensive information background about me. So yeah, so I am Singaporean and I have lived in Hong Kong for 32 years. So I came here in 1993. So I'm now 56 years old and a single mother of a 26 years old daughter. So she's here on the left bottom corner, Melanie. And I've been running my cake business since 1999. So it was brick and mortar for 20 years, and I'm now operating it online as an e-commerce. And it's an award-winning business. We have gotten a lot of different recognitions for the various work that we have done. Predominantly, I have to say I'm very proud to be able to cater to a lot of people on different kind of diets, whether it's by choice or not by choice. So what I mean by that is we cater to people who have eczema and they need to change their diet. They need to cut out sugar, wheat, possibly even dairy, because these ingredients actually causes inflammation in our body. So we also cater to people who have SEN, neurodiverse disorder. Again, our gut health is also related to our brain health. So we also cater to a lot of these customers as well. And also diabetic customers who have to cut out sugar and watch out for their carbs. I'm particularly passionate about that because my mom was diagnosed diabetic in her early 40s and my grandmother was also diabetic. So growing up, I've always thought I'm going to be one of them, to be a diabetic. But of course, as I grew up, I understood that when we manage our lifestyle, exercising, eating well, and all of that, we can actually stay healthy. So here, just a little visual. I love to eat good food. I'm a foodie, but I'm also very particular about the kind of food that I eat, the kind of water that I drink. Everything needs to be clean, filtered, wholesome, nutritious, and all that. And I'm actually very tall and very skinny. You can see from this picture, I'm actually 1.74 meters tall, but I weigh only on the average of, well, prior to using LifeWave, I was kind of hovering around 50, 51 kg, which you can imagine is actually, I was vastly underweight. And then I started to train in a gym to kind of build up my muscle mass, because as I age, I became very wary that past 50, we start to lose our muscles, and that's not a good thing. Because when you hear of elderly, we don't want old people to fall. Why is that? Because they will have difficulty healing. So, training for muscle mass, having strength, having good balance, has been something that I have been very mindful about as well. Yeah. So, and I love to travel. Right bottom here is a picture of me and my partner in Switzerland, traveling on the Glaciers Express last summer. So the top right is me winning an award, which I was really proud of. So, having said that, I'm so mindful about, my lifestyle, eating, food, choice of food, and all of that. Why do I still have why did I still have a lot of health issue? I was not very good at managing my stress. So a single mom running my own conventional, traditional business comes along with a lot of stress. And when I was much younger, I have this I can do it attitude. I just push forward with every challenge that comes along. So there's a price to pay. When I hit 50, I had frozen shoulder, which I had to go through 2 years of treatment before I started to get my mobility back. And then 2 years ago, I'm 56 now, so I was 54. I started to have a lot of issues, which I didn't understand what it was. I was always constantly tired, and my cognitive function was no good. I could not think through anything. I couldn't organize. I couldn't strategize. I couldn't do a lot of normal day-to-day activities for my business. And I was diagnosed with adrenal chronic fatigue. I was just constantly tired, breathless, not much energy at all. So having to run my own business every day, I had like maybe 4 hours where I was functional. So you can imagine that's not enough for me to run my business. And then that, of course, started to get me to a depressive state as well. So previously I had gone to, when I had skin flare-ups, mostly due to stress-induced and emotional stress, I would go to a dermatologist. And of course, they would always prescribe steroid medication and cream. So in 2023, I decided I do not want to go down that route again. So I consulted a TCM, which was crazy expensive. Every month it was costing me 10 to 12,000 Hong Kong dollars. I think if you convert it to ringgit, I think it's divided by 2, right? So we're talking about 5,000-6,000 ringgit a month just on my TCM, medicine and consultation. So yeah, so this is a little bit of visual of what I was dealing with when my skin would flare up. By end of last year, my skin started to clear up a lot. I mean, in between, I have ups and downs, roller coasters. So last year, July, coming to a year now, I was introduced to LifeWave patches by a very good friend of mine, Catherine. What is her rank now with at LifeWave? I think she's a PD. Yeah. So she's very passionate about healing. So when I started patching for what I was dealing with, I was patching Eon for the inflammation. I was patching Alavida as well for the skin issues to help with my skin. Well, it's not just for the external skin, but it works in the organs inside out, because the Chinese doctor also diagnosed me with a lot of organs. They call it, in Cantonese, they call it pei wai, which means my digestive system was not good. I wasn't absorbing very well. And then definitely I was using our hero product, X39, for stem cells. So after 2 months, my energy level picked up and my cognitive function was highly enhanced. So just to give you an idea, previously I was mentioning, every day I'll probably have about on average 4 hours of functional hours. But when my energy level started to pick up, I could go from 5, 6 a.m. in the morning to 11, 12 midnight. That was not possible before. So how did that happen? I can't explain it. All I could say is my body was starting to heal. My adrenal chronic fatigue started to go away. Yeah. So my roller coaster experience with my skin, I still get skin flare-ups. Like recently when I was in Malaysia, I was eating all these amazing durians and my skin was not agreeable to it and it started to flare up. But very quickly, within a week, it subsided and skin is all good. So my skin is all good now. So before the patch, it would take me weeks or even months before my skin like that from the left picture would start to even subside. So that tells me my immunity, my rate of my body is very much able to heal and recover. So why did I decide to use the patches when Catherine shared with me? So I am somebody who's not for pharmaceutical drugs because I don't want to be reliant. I don't want to, because back then my doctor would say, oh, every year when you have a problem, I just have to go back for those steroid cream. And there's a lot of side effects from it because each time when my skin will flare up, it will flare up even worse than before. And it will also compromise my immunity as well. So the fact that the patches is no drugs, there's no drugs in any of the patches, and nothing from the patch actually goes into our skin. The term that we use is non-transdermal, right? Unlike the steroid cream, the steroid actually goes into my body, into my system. That's how it actually messes up with my body. So there is also a lot of side effects with conventional drugs and stuff. So I really love that there is no side effect whatsoever with the patching. Even if I don't patch it at the right position, it will still work. And it's all absolutely safe. And it's amazing to know that David is holding over 200 patents, as I remember, to all his inventions. And it is not a small feat to get any product patented, as I understand. And for him to hold over 200, that is truly amazing. And when a product is patented, it actually means that the product does what it says it is supposed to do, which means it is proven. So, and the fact that all it actually is doing for us is actually stimulating our body so that our body is able to self-heal. And I'm an absolute believer in that, whatever religion you come from, I'm a Christian, so I believe God has created me to have the ability to self-heal. So, when I was a baby, I get a little cut. Mom doesn't have to do anything, but my wound would heal. That's the miracle that God has created us with the self-healing ability. So what the patch is doing is enhance that ability that is already innately within us. So I like to throw in that word affordable because, I have friends who ask me, oh, is this really expensive? How much does it cost? And I would say, oh my goodness, this is way affordable. What I've been spending before and now what I'm spending and getting the healing that I'm getting from it, it is absolutely affordable. So what I say to my friends is, the patches that I use cost me less than a latte, a cappuccino from Starbucks. So all of you could imagine how affordable this is. So I want to also say it is really easy to use because all I have to do is just stick it on me wherever I need it, and then I'm good to go for the day. When I was taking Chinese medicine, it was very challenging. I have to prepare the medicine, I have to apply the medicine on my body, and I have to leave them on patches of Chinese medicine, liquid brownish, and have to patch it all over my body because I have flare-ups on my arms, on my legs as well, my upper lower legs. So going through that protocol using Chinese medicine was so stressful in itself for me. So that's why I say, I really love that the patches are so easy to use. So yeah, I'm sharing this slide. So this was from this year, just a few weeks ago. In February this year, I was shared a video from last year's brand recognition event. It was a video 20 minutes long for the Testimonial Marathon. And watching that 20 minutes video of the Testimonial Marathon just brought tears to my eyes. Why that is because everyone that went on stage shared the challenges that they had and how LifeWave actually gave them a second chance in life. And I remember there was a lady who said, she was so inhibited, she couldn't even do things daily. She couldn't do her work, her business like I experienced as well. And then she's now traveling, hiking in the world and all of that. That's also my experience. that I'm now able to travel, enjoy a lot of things in my life. So I was really, really thrilled that I actually got to be a part of this year's 2025 Testimonial Marathon. So I'm actually right there on the far right, if you guys could see that. So I got to share my testimonial this year. And in that opportunity to share what that meant for me is really being there and being the light, sharing what I got out of LifeWave, what LifeWave did for me, and what I'll love for LifeWave to be able to do for others. So these are some pictures that I took from a couple of pictures that I took from my last trip in KL, and it was truly amazing. What I really loved was connecting with truly highly successful leaders. Jinlong is here on the left bottom, and Xinhua as well, a pharmacist who no longer pushes drug, like Alfred was saying. I truly admire that. And the lady beside me is Carol, my amazing friend. She's an executive director. And yeah, and all these leaders, they're so successful and yet they're so humble. And they really stand for making a contribution and really helping people. And I truly, truly appreciate that about all these amazing people that I have met in that short few days. And also the different trainings that we were able to attend to understand a lot about health and wellness, which is what I'm very passionate about, besides all things sweet. Now my true passion is about health and wellness. It's always been for a long time. And whatever that we learn in all this training is free. And what we learn here, we get to share with others to inspire others to have good health and how they can take care of themselves. So I really, truly appreciate this journey to be in a LifeWave business, whereby we all learn from one another, we inspire one another to live well and live young. So LifeWave I've never really been involved much in other direct marketing business. I've kind of dipped into it a little bit, but I never really truly went into it. I've always found it very daunting. Some of them, not naming any names, some of them, I just thought the products were still so complicated. There's so many products, supplements and equipments and devices. I just thought, wow, it's too complicated for me to even comprehend it. How do I even start to share it? So that is a deterrence for myself. And another one that I explored, it has a very high entry level investment-wise. So I did attempt in that. And at the time, I think I'm talking about 15 years ago. And my entry level investment, I was talking about 70 to 80,000 Hong Kong dollars just to start. And I actually had to use that money to buy products, to stock those products, and then to try to sell them, which was crazily risky. And I was not successful in that. And I ended up, sitting on the stock that I bought. So yeah, so I really appreciate that in LifeWave, I don't have to do that. I'm already a user. I'm a very happy user because it's done so much for me. And there is just no need to stock anything. There is no risk whatsoever involved, not from the product side, not from the monetary side as well. And the other aspect is I've been told many times over, I think part of the reason why I was not successful in the other previous couple of attempts was I was not a good leader. There was not a good system or support whereby I could learn and be trained to be a leader. And that is something I really aspire to be. And all the more so after meeting all these leaders in the past week in Malaysia, I just thought, wow, I really want to be one of them. I really want to be a part of them. And they say, how you attract alike, and we hang out with people who are like us. So that's the community I want to be a part of. Absolutely. And to me, being a leader, why that is so interesting is a lot of us are not actually born leaders. And leadership can be trained. When we're in the right community, we can be trained to be true leaders, good leaders. And for me, what leader means is also being a team player. You know, just because I'm a leader, it doesn't mean I'm high up there. And that's what I've witnessed when all these leaders that I've met is a lot of them are actually so amazingly humble. And that is a trait that I really appreciate. And I truly want to be like that as well. So to be a leader, to me, means somebody who has integrity, a high level of integrity, saying what you say you would do and doing what you say you would. And somebody that people would trust. And a leader is someone who's also empathetic, somebody who's resilient. And I think in the video that we watched earlier, David also touched on being patient, having persistence as well. And we also have to have the true heart to want to serve. Being a leader is not to be served. It is one who wants to serve. And so, yeah. And in order to serve, having strong communication also makes a lot of sense as well. And that's something I really want to learn, to be a strong communicator also. Yeah. And the slogan for this year with LifeWave is "Be the light." That absolutely resonate with me. I believe that we all are light. And when we're in darkness, we all need light. And when there is light, there is hope. When I was really dealing with my health challenges, when I didn't find the right solution for myself, it was all darkness. And when I met LifeWave, when I got to have a second chance with my health, I really resonate and connect with that light. And I really want to be in that position where I can be the light to others, just like Catherine, my friend who's now my sponsor. She was the light for me, and I want to be that for others. And I don't have to have any special knowledge or be really good at anything. I don't really know a lot about the products. I'm still a user. I'm still learning as I go. I don't have to be an expert. I just feel that I just have to be true to myself. I just have to believe in the product, which I do because I experience what the product is about, and then sharing my experience, and when people get that I'm just sharing from my heart, they will get it. So, whereas, in my previous experience, wow, I really felt that I had to know all these other products or devices and everything before I could even talk about anything. So here, what I've been doing is simply sharing my testimony, sharing my experience. So it is totally doable for anybody who is new here today, who is considering whether direct marketing business is for you or not. And I said, no brainer. Just start as a user like me. Have your own testimony. Even if you don't, there's a lot around us, thousands and thousands where you could leverage on. Yeah, totally. Because I just had somebody, one of my brand partner, she shared with a new friend of hers whose mother has trigger finger. I know nothing about trigger finger, and I was just asking, people that I've met. I asked Carol, and she shared with me, oh, you could actually use a patch, I think it was the LifeWave patch, putting the brown patch on the palm one side and the white patch on the other, and that could help. So that is just leveraging the knowledge and expertise that's already in the community. So then it takes the fear out of me that I have to know it all. I actually don't. I can actually learn from a lot of amazing people here, and everyone is just so ready to share and support. So, so about considering why LifeWave business, again, besides the product, what really makes a huge difference for me is David. He is just such a down-to-earth person, and all he wants, his mission, is to help people, to have health, to have a second chance, to have hope. So why I put David's here as my second point, why LifeWave, because he truly believes in his cause, his calling to help people. So if you join a company that's all about money, I think there's only that far that a company could go. And the fact that he is the inventor of all the patches, that gives me a lot of confidence. And he's still running the business. And he is such a visionary, and he's already, in the short video as well, and as Alfred shared, there is a lot in the pipeline in the future for the company. I think some 5, 10, at least even beyond, how the company is going to grow. For me, the culture of the company is very important. And the value that we stand for as well is truly important for me. That whole family, community, support, care, and love means a lot to me. So that's why I chose LifeWave. Definitely the product as well. I've mentioned before the number of patents that David holds. Yeah, and the huge market potential. So yeah, as I understand, 2024 LifeWave was awarded the Bravo Growth Award. Alfred, if you could chip in a little bit for me, what was the percentage growth that LifeWave had? Was some 2000%, was it?
Yeah, it was year on year 2000+%.
Yeah. And as I know, some other direct marketing company, they've either stayed stagnant or nobody just beats this kind of growth. It's just phenomenal. And if you're considering any direct marketing business, if you definitely want to ride the wave, like the background in Alfred's screen here, we want to ride the wave with a company that is going to soar, not a company that's saturated or going downhill. So that is the future I am working towards. So easy entry, like I mentioned, my previous experience, I had to put in so much money and I ended up losing them and stock that I had to deal with. So here, none of that. You just have to buy the patches that you need for your own health so that you stay young and reverse age for yourself. And then you can already be in business. So no risk at all. I love that. So yeah, so my future with LifeWave. Okay, this picture on the right, it's really interesting. So I did not win the award, but I'm manifesting, I am visualizing that is my very near future. So this award actually belongs to our executive director, Carol. I visited her a couple of days ago in Johor Bahru, and she was showing me her award, and I was like, oh, wow, can I hold this, please? So it was truly amazing. So Carol, a truly, truly amazing friend. So she took a picture for me and said, this is your future. Very quickly. Manifest that, live that, see that. So I thought, yeah, I just want to share this picture here. Nothing is impossible. It just takes persistence and resilience and patience. And what I see here, what is possible for my future is health. And I am already enjoying good health, and I know I will be improving way better. I'm really happy that, nobody could actually tell that I'm 56 years old. And I like to think that, yeah, I look younger than my number. I mean, the age is just a number, right? All I care about is managing the inflammation for my body that is being created on a day-to-day basis, free radical, the food that we eat, all these toxins in our water and air and environment, and the clothes we wear and all this detergent, everything, it's all around us. So, when my partner asked me, oh, how long do I have to patch for? I'm like, well, do you want to be healthy and looking young? Then I said, if your answer is yes, the answer is we will keep patching. So to good health, and wealth is definitely just down the road, right? So I'm very new in my LifeWave business journey. I'm currently a manager rank, not very high, the lowest rank, but I'm going into that executive director very soon. And along with that, wealth will come along. When we make a difference, when we help people, that money will come. So, and I love that this is a business that we could do anywhere. I remember in April, I was traveling in Vietnam, in Da Nang, and I was lying by the pool. And a brand partner of mine said, a very new brand partner of mine said, hey, I need to talk to Christine. Can you please call her now? So I said, yeah, okay, I'm happy to call Christine now. So I just picked up the text, sent her, Christine, a message. Christine, are you free to talk? Poonam asked me to call you. So we started talking. She's like, I want to know what this patches is about. What can it do for me? Just so in the short, brief 10 minutes conversations, like, how do I get the patches? So I said, I can get the patches to you very quickly, no problem. So this is the freedom that I don't have with my brick and mortar business. And that is definitely something that I aspire to have more freedom. As I age, I don't want to be stuck, with my business, with my team, with my staff, with the customers all the time. So yeah. So I've already mentioned about leadership, and that is something that I can definitely be groomed and trained. And yeah, and this is also an environment where I see continuous growth, whether it is market, product, health, people, communication, serving, all rounded. And that's the space I want to be in. And I'm a believer in lifelong learning, and this serves me really well. Yeah, and I look forward to the relationships with the LifeWave family. I want to say why I aspire all this future, because I have my own small business. If any one of you is currently or ever been an owner of a SME, we know that you can get that stress of being stuck, so to speak, with your business. When the economy is down, like how it is now, it's a lot of stress over, can we make it? It comes to end of the month, are we going to be able to make ends meet? So I'm a member with a business networking group. And I see a lot of people really dealing with a lot of issues where people are talking about closing their business, or having to consider doing other businesses. So this is a constant challenge when we are in a traditional business. So this is definitely what I have been and also dealing with in the traditional business. So, and because I'm an owner of a small business, I'm the boss, I get to call the shots. So I find myself very limited in the amount of leadership training that I get, because I'm already the leader. But here in LifeWave, I get to learn and be trained by a lot of other amazing leaders worldwide, not just in Asia. And that's something I'm looking forward to. This is something that I decided to throw in here. This is my brother, Vincent. So I actually decided to make this trip to a few weeks ago to go back to Singapore to visit my brother. So at the time, I haven't decided to go to KL. It was just to see my brother. So my brother is currently 64 years old. When he was in his early 50s, he was diagnosed with Parkinson's. And it was actually very early for anyone to be diagnosed with Parkinson's. And it came as a huge shock because he is somebody who takes care of himself. He eats well. He exercises. He's very active. He's very mindful. So we really don't know how he, came down with this neuro disorder. So that's what Parkinson's disease is. It's a neuro disorder. So for anyone who doesn't know what that is, it's the degeneration of your neural system will over time have us lose control of our muscular system, of our muscles. So this is a picture that was taken of my brother in March 2025. So he was already more than 10 years into his Parkinson's disease. So he went through a very dark phase. For somebody who's active, who now, felt like he's bound and stuck in his body because he doesn't walk very well, he's not very stable, he cannot walk very far, he doesn't have an active lifestyle anymore. His speech was blurred, so it's very hard for him to communicate with anybody. So last year when I went back to Singapore, I find myself unable to communicate with him because I could not understand anything that he said to me. So that was very heartbreaking for me to not be able to communicate with him anymore. And so in March, I had this picture taken by our helper, because that was the day he started to patch in March 2025. So the picture on the right was actually taken this morning, 23rd of July. My brother actually woke up at 6 a.m. because he wanted to send me to the airport. So you see how happy he looks here? He has actually put on weight. His appetite is good. Not to say he's actually much better looking than the photo from the left. But what is truly amazing is this trip, I could actually communicate with him. I could actually understand what he says. The reason why Parkinson's patients have problem with the communication is because our speech is actually vocal muscles. So the Parkinson's disease started to affect his vocal muscles. So he was not able to speak loud. He was not able to pronounce the words because of his vocal cords. So he hasn't done anything different. He's been taking his Parkinson's disease medication, but he's been patching for coming to 3 months. And that is the difference that has made for him. When I started him on the patches, it was Eon for the inflammation for his body, and definitely X39. And I also know that carnosine makes a difference for brain health and muscular health as well. So those are the 3 patches that I've given him for the last 3 months, almost 3 months, yes. So recently on this trip, I connected with James Lowe, and he has recommended that I patch my brother with X49, which is another stem cells. And I'm now patching him on the bottom of his big toe, because that's the acupoint that is directly connected with our brain. So yeah, he's just been patching for 2 days with that. And I'm very grateful that I got to learn about all these different ways that I could share with my brother that he would patch. So yeah, so I am, coming back to Hong Kong today. I was just very, very grateful that I could do this little bit of support for my brother, for him to start slowly gaining health, improving his health and the quality of his life for himself. So I feel that I'm being called to do this, because I'm just very grateful that I'm able to make that difference for him and for other people that I've shared LifeWave patches with. Yeah. So that's my sharing for tonight.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your amazing sharing. Now, there are a few questions in the chat room, but then we will explore that slightly later. So before that, I have a few questions to ask you, Sarah.
Sure.
Okay. You are a business owner, okay? And I'm sure you have done your cake business for quite a number of years. I think to what, 7, 10 years, 15 years? How long was the business?
Oh, wow. since 98. No, since 99. So it's 25 years.
25 years.
Yes.
Okay. So coincidentally, Sarah Lee is one of your brands called Silverbird.
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, just to get that out of the way. Okay, so I have a few questions to you. What were some of your initial motivations for joining network marketing?
Well, passive income for sure. That's the reason why I explored network marketing a long time ago. But like I said, I wasn't successful, so there was no passive income generated. But I definitely know it is a huge possibility. And for myself, I've already seen it with a lot of amazing leaders. Some of them are personal friends of mine. So the financial prospect of passive income, that is definitely one. Two, making a difference, contribution. In my own business, the bakery business, I've always been looking at ways to contribute and make a difference for people. So like I mentioned to you, I do alternative baking. What that means is we use ingredients that is very different from conventional baking, like dairy. There are people who are lactose intolerant. So if they consume the conventional cake, they're actually causing inflammation for their body. Even though some may think, oh, it's okay, I just eat the cake and then I just go to the toilet. It's actually more than that. You're actually hurting your body, you know? And we have a lot of customers who have got gut issues, which of course, now we all know it affects our brain health as well. When you have your gut health is no good, it affects your brain health as well. So yeah, so making a difference for people's health has always been there for me. So LifeWave it just makes natural sense for me that I can go, because people who already come to me, they already have health challenges. So I'm at the passive end of serving people who already have health challenges. So with LifeWave, I can do more. I can actually help them prevent it or, regain their health. So I find that that's a lot more powerful.
I see. So
Yeah.
have you seen what the patches can do to help your brother? I mean, the pictures you showed just now, within a short 3 to 4 months period, from March to around 4 months, three months plus 4 months later, I see the difference in that two pictures. Your brother now looks just amazing. Yeah. So, but then what are some of the biggest challenges you faced when you first started this? I mean, you are so used to your brick and mortar business and you were basically in the manufacturing part of it, not on the front line handling, customers, convincing. So what were some of the biggest challenges you faced when you first started? Because network marketing requires you to meet people, right?
Yeah.
And in your previous business, you do not have to. You just push out the cakes, you just manufacture, and you just, send it to wherever your customer is. But this is very different. So what were the biggest challenges?
So like you said, yes, definitely the whole meeting people. I mean, I deal with a lot of customers and the sales process is very fast, straightforward, very transactional. So there is no need to build relationships, so to speak, to build the trust, so to speak. So that part is actually quite new to me. And I actually find myself having to spend more time with people. So the time demand was actually a little bit of a concern for me. Yeah. But having said that, I actually enjoy it. the more that I get to meet up with people and talk to people and connect with people, I find that I actually enjoy it. I think in the past, I felt that because being in my own business for 20 something years, I actually believed that I'm not good with interpersonal relationship. But in my short journey with LifeWave, which gave me a lot of opportunity to talk to people, connecting with them and listening to them and what they are dealing with, actually gives me confidence that what I believed actually was not true. Yeah.
So
Sorry?
Would you say that this is basically personal development journey as well?
Definitely.
I mean,
Definitely. So,
if you
I have friends that I've shared with, they say, oh, direct marketing, but I don't know a lot of people. I don't have a big network. And I said, well, I am a business owner, but I don't actually have a big network either. My customers, like I said, is very transactional. I don't actually have that relationship with them. So who do I share with, right? But when you're sharing, I could actually just talk to anybody, even a stranger. Like, I think last night I went to this shop. If anybody is into baking, you would know there's this chain store in Singapore called Phoon Huat. So there are chain store all throughout Singapore Island. They sell all these bakery products. And I went in there to get some supplies. And the lady there I met before recognized me and we started talking. And it turned out she's the same age as me. And I'm not bragging, but I look way younger than her. And then we just started talking and chatting, and it's just like, wow, I just can't believe we're actually the same age, right? So it's just being very conversational. And I happen to have my patches on, and I just started talking about what it is. So it's just with ease. There's no pressure to share with anyone, right? So I don't actually need to have a big network to do this business. Yeah.
Right. So when
So
you say you do not need to, be a scientist, it's not rocket science. So how do you actually start your conversation with people, How do you rope them in to start the conversation? How do you actually do that? Can you share what do you do?
Well, actually the patches do a lot of job. The patches actually does a lot of it. So because I patch every day, and of course this is glutathione, I can patch it on my hand, but I choose to patch it here, and then people will see it. And there will be people who are curious, like, what is that? Like, is there something wrong with you? And oh, there's something on your neck, So people who are curious, friends, for example, they may be concerned, like, are you okay? So they are starting the conversation. I wasn't starting the conversation. So that's one, that's already, they are starting the conversation for me. So another way is I always carry patches with me. Just sometimes it's for myself, in the morning, sometimes I might dash out of the room or of my house, I might forget to patch, and then I know I have it with me. So I always carry some patches with me. But also I carry it with them because I never know who I can make a difference for. So end of last year, I was at a business networking lunch event, and a friend of mine, she was feeling quite sick. And she said she was coughing, she was feeling terrible. And she's like a very high energy girl. And that day she was just like, ah. So I said, that was end of last year. I was still very new. I don't know how to talk about LifeWave or phototherapy at all. I could not even say what phototherapy is. So I said, I have this thing, maybe you can try it. It might help you. I can't say for sure, right? Because I don't know how she's going to react or whatsoever. So I said, you might want to try this. She said, oh, okay. So I just tell her, if you're having a bad throat, you're coughing, I would normally just put it on my throat. So I gave her that, and I said, please drink a lot of water. And then I just left her. And then before the lunch event ended, she came and she grabbed my hand. And it's like, what did you give me? My throat is good now. I feel so energized. Like, Yeah, it's a phototherapy patch. And I was not able to say anything beyond that. And she said, I want to find out more about this. I said, okay. And then I just invited her to the LifeWave office here. And then I leveraged on, my leader.
The other leaders lah.
Yes, correct. And who is able to talk about David, the science, the technology, all of that, right? So I didn't have to. So I started sharing in the beginning like that. Yeah.
Right.
So it's really just stepping outside of my comfort zone. Like I don't have to be the expert. I have to go beyond that for myself. Because for my traditional business, my cake business, I do need to be the expert. I do need to be the cake expert, right? So for me, it was going beyond that for myself. Like, oh my gosh, like I don't know this product. I'm not an expert. So that I have to go beyond for myself initially.
Yeah. It's just so amazing, right? Last time you have to bake a fruit cake means you have to really know how to really do it, how much flour to put, how much sugar to put, how much rum to put, how much fruit to put.
It's
And at
not
the
it's
end of
not
the day,
even
whether
that,
it
Alfred.
turns out
It's not even that at all. It's like my customers who've got health needs come to me, they will say, oh, I can't eat this and I have that symptoms. Do you have any cakes I can eat safely? So that's what I do for my customers. So some moms will come to me and say, oh, my son has eczema and, what can he eat? So I have to kind of be that doctor, cake doctor for them.
So
So
now
I have
you
to,
don't have to tell them,
yeah,
oh, eat this and eat this and eat this. You just tell them, look, put this little patch on.
yeah,
Solve all the problem, right?
correct,
Yeah.
correct.
So what were some of your biggest successes so far in your network marketing journey?
Wow. When my sponsor, Catherine, I think Catherine is here. She said hi earlier on. So sometime last year, there was a promotion or something, and she's like, oh, this is a good time for you to rank up and be a manager. It's like, I don't even understand what that meant because I was just sharing the patches. I didn't understand anything about the rank, what is a manager, and any of that. I didn't understand. And it's like, oh, you want to rank up as a manager. It's like, okay, what do I do? You want to have somebody on the left, somebody on the right. And I just did what she told me to do. And snap of the finger, oh, you're a manager now. So I didn't think that was possible. Because I didn't know how to do it. Because in my own business, I always have to figure out the how. But here, I didn't really have to figure out the how. There is the support for me. So, being able to just take that leap of faith and just do what my sponsor, was guiding me to do, I became a manager without understanding any of it. So, whether it's a challenge, I mean, if I had to take it on myself, that would be a huge challenge because I really have no clue. But that challenge is being taken away from me now. So there's a lot of ease and grace into it. And I really want to do a business where I didn't have to crazy stress because I already, I shared about my adrenal chronic fatigue, which is all the accumulated stress from my conventional business all these years. So
Amazing.
with LifeWave, I
Yeah.
don't have that.
Yeah. So that's why I think most of us make the change. I used to need to go to quarries and all, and it was pretty dangerous for me as well to go work sites and all. Yeah. So how
Yeah.
has your life changed since you joined LifeWave?
Wow, I have to say it starts with my mindset. My mindset has shifted, like I mentioned earlier on, my belief that I'm not good with interpersonal relationship. And now my belief has shifted, I used to be really shy. I'm quite an introvert, but see how many new friends I've made, Chinhua's here, right? And Alfred, we just met, a week ago, and this was not possible before. It's one of the
So-
many things that was not possible before.
So do you agree when people tell you in LifeWave, knowledge contributes 1%? 99% is all mindset. Do you agree to this, Sarah?
I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Because when I believe I can do it, like Carol was telling me with that photo, you know, after I took that photo, when I saw that photo, it's like, wow, see, I'm already holding in my hand. It's reality. I could actually see that image. So yeah, it definitely was a shift of mindset. I mean, to be very honest, when attending all this session, understanding the Complan 2.0, I was like, oh my gosh, like it seems so far-fetched at the time, just listening to that. But, in a short period of time, my mindset is shifting fast. Yeah.
Okay, correct. So what are some of the most valuable lessons since you tell us, you share that you met a lot of leaders, Jinhua included, myself, Jinlong, a lot of leaders. What are some of the most valuable lessons you have learned throughout your journey so far?
Just to pick from some of the leaders' words, focus. Focus is really
Yes.
important. If you try to dabble this and try to dabble that, it's very challenging. At the moment, I'm doing that transition. I still have my e-commerce business on the side, and I'm trying to grow my LifeWave business. So I'm still kind of struggling between the two. But what I've learned there from, I believe it was Ronald, in his webinar, like that word really stuck up for me. That singular focus is really important. When you decide LifeWave is the company you want to be a part of, this is where your future is going to be, focus. So that's something that I've gotten for myself, and I'm making that transition to focus. And yeah, persistence. And I have to be very honest here. Persistence has not been my virtue. Patience definitely has not been my virtue. So that is something that I am training myself for, and I see that as a possibility for myself.
Okay, so maybe another 2 or possibly 3 questions for you tonight, Sarah. So the first one I think would actually resonate with some of your senior leaders in Singapore when I ask you this question. What are your future goals and aspirations within LifeWave?
Wow. When I hear some of the leaders, okay, again, to be very honest, like right now, like I said, I'm a manager rank. I have, I don't know, maybe a dozen brand partners, which is not many by all means, right? And when I hear of leaders, like they have how many thousands and how many, what? It just seems so impossible, right? But I've told myself, thank you so much to Carol, I will be a director by end of the year.
Wow. Okay. So this Zoom is actually recorded. Okay. Now, okay. One more question to you. What is it about LifeWave that you are so passionate about? What do you see, for you to switch your focus from your cake business to this? What do you actually see in LifeWave?
Just taking that a little bit out of LifeWave. I'm a Christian. I'm a fairly new Christian, and I was very daunted by one of the commandments, love thy neighbor. Out of all the commandments, I at the time, I don't know why that really jumped out at me. Love thy neighbor. When I read that I was just in tears because God was telling me I have to love everyone.
Yeah. Okay.
And I was just praying, how do I love everyone? Like I'm not in a place, I don't know how, in my small little capacity, in my small little world, I don't know how. And LifeWave is the platform for me. That's why I've chosen be the light as one of my slide sharing just now. We all are light, we all have light, and when we all take on shining that light to anyone and everyone that crosses our path, this will be a very different world.
Yep. So I
And this is
resonate
why,
with what you say.
yeah.
I agree with what you say just now. Even when your slide, I noticed when you said, be the light, Matthew chapter 5, verse 16. Amazing. Okay. So there is a question. Let's go to the questions that the floor has for you. This is from Caroline Wong. Hi, Sarah. Where did you patch carnosine for your brother?
So for my brother, I just patched it here. Just between the...
Okay, 5 or 6 fingers away from the belly button, right? On the sternum area.
Yeah, sternum area.
Correct. Okay, another one from Florence Chin. How long did it take for your eczema to be totally gone after patching?
Okay, so it is not 100% because I still have roller coaster, because I still get flare-ups, like I mentioned, when I had durian in Malaysia and Singapore, my skin flared up. So it is knowing what my body can handle and cannot handle. So if I'm good, if I'm not 躺假, sick, then I will be fine. But I chose to eat it anyway, even though I know that's not agreeable. But I know my body is able to heal. I just want to share this testimony from talking about the healing. End of last year, my father passed away. And
I'm sorry to hear that.
No, he's with the Lord. So
yep.
When I was there with that bad news, I got into a very aggressive, angry argument with a relative. My father was in China. And I was so emotional. I was crying and I was really raising my voice. I was just very emotional. And within an hour, my skin was all good when I went, but within an hour of the heated argument, my body flared up. My arms, my legs, all those areas, affected areas that were healed and smooth, they all flared up again. And they were oozing with itching, crazy. And in 3 days, all of the areas were healed and my skin was smooth.
What did you use during the 3 days?
As per what I normally use, which included X39, I don't miss X39 at all, and Eon, aloe vera, and glutathione. So glutathione is for detoxing.
You use the aloe vera patches or you use the aloe vera creams?
I do both.
Okay.
I use both, yes.
So do you use the day cream or the night cream on your eczema spots?
I actually use both depending on whether it's day or night. So now I don't use aloe vera cream on my affected areas anymore because I don't have anymore. So I use them on my face. And using them on my face, I do find that my lines are much better. And my cheeks are plumper than before because, when I hit 50, my cheeks were getting saggy and this, I don't know what these are called, right? This line was very deep.
Laughing lines.
Laughing lines, yeah. So I've seen this, of course, I didn't use aloe vera for my facial beauty or whatsoever, but I started to notice that was also what I was seeing on my face. Yeah.
I see. I see. I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you use X39, Aeon, and then Alavida. So what is the biggest change that you have seen for yourself, on yourself?
Oh, there's so many. One of it is my immunity has enhanced a lot. So I touch wood, I don't get sick easily. And when I do, it's very mild. Like typically when I get sick. So last month, there was one night where I started to feel feverish. And so I put the Eon patch and I went to bed. And I ran a fever that night. And so I cold toweled myself. And the next day I was fine. I was a little bit tired. I did my other X39 patches, glutathione patches, and I was good the next day. No symptoms, nothing else. You typically in the past when I get sick like that, you'll be fever, ticklish throat, sore throat, and then cough, and my cough will last for probably 2-3 weeks, and then I'll have runny nose. The whole cycle will be like a few weeks. It will take me a few weeks. You'll probably, if I would go to the doctor, whether Eastern or Western, it will need at least 2 visits. And it will take 2 to 3 weeks for me to clear all those. But now I don't. It clears so quickly. If when I do get ticklish, yeah.
Within a week?
No, a day, 2 days max.
Oh, wow.
So like I said, touch wood, I don't get sick easily, even when people around me are sick. Yeah.
I see. Okay, there is,
So
I think
that
we
is
will
definitely
take,
one. And
yeah.
the other one is prior to patching, I was getting up. I sleep very badly because I have to wake up 3-4 times a night to go to the toilet. And I thought something was wrong with my kidney, but apparently not. So now some nights I can sleep through, some nights I wake up once a night. So you can imagine my sleep is better as well. So when my sleep is better, my healing is better, my mood is definitely better as well. Because before I started patching, I was very irritable, I was very cranky, I was mildly depressed. So yeah, I'm just a different person now. Yeah.
Good. Okay, maybe we take one last question, for tonight. This is from
Sure.
Hong. Where did you patch the glutathione during your flare-up?
Okay, so there are people who are very sensitive to where they patch. I'm not one of those person. So I would just patch where I feel like patching. So some would say, okay, you can patch it, near your affected area. I've tried that as well. I don't particularly feel anything. So I just stick to something that's easy for me. So glutathione, I would sometimes patch it here. Sometimes I would also patch it on my liver for detox.
Would you do it during the day or night time? Because there are some schools of thought saying that glutathione will, be more effective if you patch it during the night because the body detoxes during the night. What's your experience, Sarah?
Yeah. So my experience is that because I'm not sensitive, I've tried patching in the daytime and in the nighttime, I'm fine. Because some people said so for the effect, some school of thoughts will say patching it in the nighttime will work better, elevate the detox function. But some people have also said when they patch it at night, the effect could be really elevated. It affects their sleep. So my suggestion will be to try it out for yourself to see what works best for you. If you patch it at night and if you feel that no, it's too much for me, my body doesn't handle it very well, then patch it in the daytime. So for me, I don't have a hard and fast rule.
Okay, amazing, Sarah.
The key thing
So
is
thank
drinking a
you so
lot of
much.
water. Yeah.
Yeah, glutathione, you have to drink a lot of water, yes. Okay, thank you
Correct.
so much for your amazing sharing tonight. If you have any further questions, I think everybody can check with the people who brought you into this Zoom call. or basically, when Sarah comes to KL the next time or Singapore, you can catch hold of her in either LifeWave Bangsa or LifeWave Singapore. Yeah, amazing lady. Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay, now before
Thank
we
you.
go any further, I think this is the sneak peek that we normally share with everybody. Okay, what's coming up? So we have our business opportunity presentation, BOP, we call it, every day at 2 p.m. in Jinlong's Old Klang Road LifeWave showroom. It's in the resource industrial area, right? Tomorrow, another very powerful, testimonial person will be in Old Klang Road at 2 p.m. All right. He will be Jalal and he will be the presenter for tomorrow at 2 p.m. On Friday, we have Mandarin session. Daisy Tay will be the presenter. And on the 26th, Saturday, from 2 to 5, if you have not got your tickets or if you have not registered, please do so. From 2 to 5, we have our open day tomorrow, right? And you will have our country manager, Mr. Casey, Jinlong, John, Linda Su, and Shifali will be doing a Mandarin session in the corporate office, right? And on Sunday, we have another session, Mandarin in the Old Klang Road. Okay, so moving forward, just now I mentioned on the 26th, this Saturday, we will have LifeWave Open Day, yeah? So this is titled Behind a Solid Business, Real Talk, Real Numbers. So you see all the presenters there is happening. This is a Chinese session, okay, in LifeWave Corporate Office, okay? And on the 30th, this coming next week, we will have our enhanced compensation plan training by none other than our country manager, Mr. Casey Howe, from 2:30 to 4:30. This is an English session in Bangsa South, right? So for all of you, please take note from the 21st to the 28th. Okay, this is give a boost, get a bonus. This is a promotion that's going on now. When you enroll new brand partners who purchase advanced or premium enrollment kits, or your people who upgrade existing brand partners to advanced or premium kits, earn additional commission on top of your regular PIB. This has no limits, yeah? Please take note, it ends on the 28th of July, 12:59 p.m. Okay? And we just recently hit the highest sales record for our Grand Recognition 2025 on the 12th of July last week. To every member, every sponsor, every heart that contributed, congratulations. We achieved more than 3 million in sales. Okay, thank you so much. So for some of you, this may be the last time we see each other, but before we part ways and say goodbye, we need to remind you, you deserve to be successful, yeah? And express your hidden talents. We all believe in you guys. Now think about this, helping people grow and achieve their dreams is the fastest route to success. And I always believe to succeed in business and also in life, we have to go the extra mile, like what Sarah says, love your neighbor in helping people solve their problem. Okay, for all of you who join us tonight on Super Wednesday, thank you for giving yourself the opportunity to understand more about LifeWave together with Miss Sarah Lee tonight. This sharing couldn't be possible without all of you. I want to say a massive thank you to Sarah tonight. Thank you so much for your amazing sharing. And for everyone else, thank you for having us. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We enjoy each and every moment and second we had together. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of tonight's Super Wednesday Zoom session. Have an amazing weekend. We'll see you again next one. Same time, same day next week. Good night. This is Alfred and Sarah and the Super Wednesday team of Chin Hua, Po Chu, and Mr. Lingam signing off for this edition of Super Wednesday. Bye-bye, everyone.